Hey guys, I'm Ashley Horsfall, the author of Getting Through Tough Times with Healthy Place, and today I wanted to talk to you about a trip I'm taking next week. I'm leaving on Sunday to go to London for my third time by myself, and you might think that after going to Europe alone 3 times, it gets easier. The truth is that it doesn't really. In the weeks leading up, feels a little stressful, but I found it's not necessarily the anxiety that sets in so much as depression. For whatever reason, that's just how it works for me. So for this trip, I'm trying to fight some of the depression that I experienced the last 2 times I traveled and see if I can sort of work on a solution that will stop me from, having such a rough time while I'm on the road. So my first technique to do that is to pack early. I still have a few days to go, but I am almost entirely packed, which makes me feel less anxious, but also good knowing that when I show up on Monday, I'm not going to have a breakdown because I can't find toothpaste or toothbrush right away. So that's sort of my plan to curb that, immediately, is just make sure that I'm well prepared. Which leads me to my next technique to fighting depression is to have a support system of friends and family members that I can count on to provide comfort when I need it or support when I need it. I think that's a really good thing that social media can provide, as many problems as it can cause in, my emotional well-being. It can also have a few benefits, especially, being able to talk to people that I know and not feel so disconnected from the world that I'm familiar with. I also plan to write a lot. So I have, empty journals that I take with me so that I can make sure I get all these feelings out and I'm not holding on to them as I tend to do, and then, eventually reach a breaking point and it all just kind of pours out. But also, it's important to me to set goals, because I am not a person, believe it or not, who feels naturally enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is something that I just don't find easy. So setting goals helps me sort of realize, like, oh, I can do something, and by the end of the day, I'm happy that I did it, and it builds some steam for the next day and helps me keep going. If I don't make a point of doing these things, it's really easy to sit, in bed at a hostel and kind of feel sorry for myself for being, alone on holidays, or, not having friends or family members around me. And finally, I really recommend something that works for me really well is to have a regroup session every once in a while by yourself. So for me, I will stay in hostels with maybe, 5 to 9 other people in the same room for most of the time. And then, every once in a while, I will get my own room so that I have a place to sort of just be myself and not feel like I have to keep all these things stored up inside. So I'm leaving on Sunday, showing up there on Monday, and I will be there for a few weeks through the holidays. So I would love to hear some of your advice about how to travel with this depression and anxiety without letting sort of these negative emotions sort of set in.